All right, next, guys. Again, I was hoping brand new set design, brand new year. Hey, let's talk about some cool stuff in real estate. Well, this puts a damper on it.
Well, there's more.
Brian, Brian informed me because I had not heard of this happening. I spent a good bulk of the vacation in bed with the flu. Yeah. I didn't hear about this and had not known this was going on. But San Diego homeowners are stuck with massive debt from incomplete ADU projects. Okay, there are nearly 100 San Diego County homeowners who say a local ADU contractor took out enormous construction loans under each of their names for work that in most cases was never even started. Okay.
And I'd like to share the name. The CEO of Multitasker, Jose Frausto, has not responded to repeated calls.
You know, for me, it sucks because these are the types of, situations that put a damper on the business that we carry on every day. And it's because the situations like this that we get scrutinized and we know there's distrust in the work that we do. Yeah. When in reality, there's going to be, I'm sure there's a reasoning behind everything that happened, but, you have to be, upfront with everything that's going on, especially in the multitude of, the business that you're carrying out, because you're not just affecting one person, you're affecting multiple people, and not just in that given moment, but throughout their whole life. They don't know what to do now. They're stuck with this huge issue that is like, what am I supposed to do now?
Yeah. So this is. I'm glad you said it that way. This is a black eye. This is a black eye on contractors. It's a black eye on ADUs. And here's the unfortunate part. We have a friend of ours who is a great contractor and does fantastic ADU work. This is now going to put all those other guys that do great work under the microscope and even further scrutiny, where in some cases it's not justified. Absolutely is it justified in this situation? Yeah. Some of these people quoted here were like, oh yeah, I looked at the online reviews, they look great, everything made sense. Because again, the push for allowing ADUs in San Diego was to accomplish several things: increasing housing opportunities, allow you to build more easily on the property that you already own, and do it at a price point that is more affordable for people who can't go buy a house.
Correct.
And can live there. And in one case that was cited here was to bring in an elderly parent to have caretaking. Yeah. And now that's not happening. So, I want to scrape away the idea that ADUs are all just about money all the time. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes it's because you got to bring someone in, and they're going to get caretaking on your property.
But
you're also there.
But it is about money, right? The money is that you're going to save, and you're going to bring somebody in. So as we know, the ADU is an accessory dwelling unit, and right now in California, because everything's so expensive, it just makes more sense to actually build something. Because you have certain taxes that you won't have to pay, for getting a junior ADU or what have you. But I mean, this is just bonkers to see this. When I saw this starting the new year, I'm like, oh my goodness, how do we start like this?
Yeah, this is bad.
Just so you know, it's all about doing your due diligence. When you're working with the contractor, never, ever give money up front. There's no need for that. So always protect yourself by asking the right people. Don't just settle for your neighbor that's going through experience. They may have a great experience, but you got to really look outside of that. Yeah. When I hired our friend new that's actually doing our ADU, I went through 11 contractors before I found that one, and it was through asking the right questions. And then that contractor would give you another set of questions that they were asking. You're like, I never thought about that. But now you'll add those questions to the next contractor, and that just helps you make the best decision possible.
Yeah.
For instance, contractors work with draws, Andy.
Yep.
When you get a loan, in this case, they put the loans under Jose Frausto, not themselves. He was getting paid, not the homeowner, and then paid. He got the money from the loans up front.
So it actually says that the contractor took out more than $900,000 under the owner's name.
Correct. It's the owner's, but he's the payee.
But
he gets the fund. So the funds go to him. You never do that. The funds go to you.
So can we quickly jump to what are some best pieces of advice for people who are still looking to build an ADU? I wrote a couple down. Can I share them? And
please do.
Because I'm sharing it from the I'll say the theory side. I want you to share it from the first-hand account side. So ready? Here's my list. Number 1, reviews. Yes, I know these people looked at his reviews too, but the reviews are part of the story. Here's why I said number 1. Number 1's review. Number 2, past client testimonials.
Yeah.
If you can talk to a past client and a past customer, get a chance to talk to them, give them a call, ask them a couple questions about their experience, the time, the friendliness, the accessibility to the people. Number 3, escrow funds or fund control. Make sure you're dispersing funds as work is completed. Number 4, visit the projects that they've completed. If you can find a project that they've completed and you can roll by that place, get out your car, go check the craftsmanship, the workmanship. You can see if things are to code as you know them. Go check it out. And then my other thing here was know your foreman. Being able to stay in contact with the people that are physically on site at your property doing the work. That is something that I think, again, that's just me shouting from the sidelines.
No, that's great.
I think that is a good way to always have contact with them and be alert and aware in case something changes or they need to notify you of something or you need to notify them of something.
Yeah.
And for good measure, I mean, here in California, the law states that it limits the down payment for home improvement contracts to 10% or $1,000, whichever is less of the scope of work. So you never have to actually give a huge lump sum of money to the contractor to begin the work. So that's your safeguards, your safe rails to be able to know that to empower. So if a contractor asks you, hey, I need this much down, you can use this information to say, hey, no, I can give you 1,000 or 10%, depending on what the sum of the work is going to be. So
and this is a law.
Yeah, this is a law. And then this is a California law. And then just in general law, contractor to collect. So it's against the law for a contractor to collect money for work that is not finished, materials that is not delivered. A down payment cannot exceed 1,000 or 10% of the contract price. So this is a law. Like right here, you are now protected. But then again, things do happen. But if you know this up front, you are, empowered to know that, hey, I don't need to give you that money by law. I'm protected. Here's what you can get.
Yeah. And, it was just like with me when I did their projects. Most of them asked me for money up front. I'm like, no, I'm working because I obtained a loan. The funds go to our account. I have to pay out based on the work that's been done. So all the work that the contractor does, you want to find a contractor that has an account, that has the capital be able to do the work, because then you're going to reimburse them for that. And what's cool about it, like in the ADU that we're building, when the contractor wants a draw, they call them draws. Okay. So when they want to draw, they'll put, I want 25,000. Well, that doesn't mean you have to give them 25,000. An inspector will go out there and say, well, what do you want for 25,000? Oh, I just framed. I paid for the material on this. We put electrical. So the inspector goes out there to reassure the homeowner or the investor that work has been done. And based on their work, if it's been done 100%, they'll give him 25. If he's done more than he stated, they'll even give him more. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. Or sometimes they'll give him less.
And working with with investors and other homeowners that want to build ADUs, they always ask, hey, well, where can I get the money to start? And right off the bat, you let them know, hey, well, the good thing is that we work in draws. It protects you and it protects the contractor. How comfortable do you feel giving somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars and take their word for it that they're going to complete the work? Why don't you protect yourself? You pay as they work, and everybody's protected. Nobody's taking away thousands of money, and you actually get to be part of everything that's happening along the path.
Yeah. Yeah. And in this case, guys, I don't know what the recourse is going to be. There's probably only so far that the state protection can offer people who have had a loss. And I'll also say this, there's going to be a long timeline before any recuperation of said loss is received.
Yeah.
This is not going again, this isn't an overnight switch or a light switch. You're going to get a result overnight. This is going to probably go to court. It's going to probably go to criminal court and class action, depending on whatever they can. I don't even know. The fund that is in place to help protect people in this situation has a limit to it. Yeah. So many of these people were giving more money well beyond what the limit is. Yeah. So, and they may just be out.
Yeah, and I believe it's $25,000 bond for contractors, and the way that it works is that's basically all you get per contractor. If anything happens, $25,000. But now if multiple things happen at once from different clients, that $25,000 gets divided, and all these projects are upwards of $200,000, $300,000
split among claimants. Yeah. So that there's going to be limitation, and the recourse could be years in this. Yeah. I mean,
and here's the biggest problem. The problem is, these homeowners are paying the monthly payment for this.
They're making
if they don't make that payment, their house goes into foreclosure.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and it sucks. I mean, some lenders are working with homeowners to cancel outstanding debts, but there's only going to be a handful of people that are able to get out, modify it. But you signed it; it's yours. You're responsible for it. And unfortunately, until there's something that legally can be done, you're going to have to be.
You know what's crazy about this is, because
the whole thing.
Well, not only that, but these people are so like unaware of what they're doing. They think everything that they're doing is fine. They had a they had a gathering right before Thanksgiving.
Yes, I'm telling you.
So this is like, how is it that you're taking over $15 million and you're still like, I don't get it.
Like, I understand delays, but when you fully like just cut the cord and not answer at all, then okay, that's a huge issue. And I remember seeing that post. They were saying, hey, these people are going to be here. We have multiple people that have complained. No projects completed. We need answers. Community, please come out and ask. They're going to be here. It was in November or something.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So as it is right now, license has been suspended. And the Contractor State Licensing Board is reviewing 11 complaints, but there's apparently 100 different homeowners affected. And now that it's become more of a headline, or at least in local news, there's definitely likely to be way
more that are going to come out of the woodwork.
Way more, absolutely.
Woodwork. So many.
Because again, in order for kind of anybody to get anything, it's going to take as many people as possible to be sharing their story and putting their hat in the ring. Go, you know what? Yeah, I'm part of this too. Well, and if I stand a chance of getting anything, I need to participate.
Because a lot of people also probably just took the quiet route and said, hey, I got F. I don't want to tell nobody. Like, shoot, now I got to deal with this. And there's so many of those quiet self-editing as well.
These guys are in our own backyard. We went to one of their workshops. Everything sounded good. As an experienced investor, ADU, it sounded good. I was even thinking like what their loan terms, right? They were saying they're going to fund you 100% of the loan terms and you have no payments until your project's done, or you have no payments for 12 months. It sounded too good to be true, right? And usually you can feel that, right? So good thing is I never got into it, nor would I ever put a loan, the funds going to that person. No. Again, and this stuff that I've learned, it took time. It took for experience for me helping other people to realize that's not the way to do it. There's a better way.
Yeah, and when they say there were one-stop shop for everything, for me, that's a red flag because jack of all trades, master of none.
That's a good one.
Any final thoughts on this one, guys?
I think that's
sucks.
That sucks. Huh?
Yeah,
this sucks.
My heart does go out to the people who...
in my own backyard. This sucks.
And I hope that people that need to be brought to responsibility, full force,
held to account,
honestly, because the people that put their hearts and their livelihood onto this is just horrible. That they have to live with it.
I'm willing to go out on a limb and say, in most cases, the people who are doing this, it's their primary home, and it's their only one. It's not, I have 10 and I'm doing 10 with this.
I could take a loss
person. I'm sure that the majority of these 100 people or 100 plus, it's their primary residence. It's the only residence they have, and they're trying to do a project.
Correct, and they don't know any better. So the person that they listen to is going to be a close friend or somebody that went through it.
Yeah.
And out of these 100 people, I'm sure that maybe the other 30, 40 people did get what they they requested, but that's just the way how we get referrals out there, and then we'll probably take advantage of the situation.
Yeah, this one definitely is going to have some sort of outcome and recourse. Don't know what it will be and when it is, but I also would not. I would also expect that it might have some sort of policy change as well down the line in the future, whether it's year 2, 3, 4, however many years down the line. There's probably going to be some policy change too.
If anything, I could add here at the end is, listen, when you guys talk to your contractors, you guys are building these. Make sure that the contractor works with draws. If they don't work with draws, don't work with them. That's it. And what I mean by that is you can ask us in the questions. I'll be more than happy to answer that. But do not ever give money up front.
And if they do ask for it, say later.
Just
bye.
later.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Not my guy.
Make sure they have capital.